Testing. It's working.
And let them know that I muted that because sometimes even though Zoom is muted, the YouTube stream will still hear you.
Oh.
Right, live.
You're live? Okay. All right, welcome back. This is Mark Kleiser, Planner 2 with Planning and Building Department, and I am calling the March 8th, 2023 Archaeological Commission back to order at 2:11 p.m. So, moving on to roll call. Planning and Building Services is here. Museum representative. Archaeologist representative.
Present.
Alternate representative.
Present.
Native American representative is absent, and we do not have an industry representative. And Commissioner Lockhart is absent without notice. Moving on to item 2, Archaeological Commission Administration. The applications listed below will be reviewed by the Archaeological Commission. You are invited to view the meeting on YouTube and provide any information pertinent to these applications. If you have photographs of the site, you are encouraged to email them to the above email address by 2 p.m. on the date of the meeting. Item 2A was inadvertently put on the agenda. We are no longer doing a recommended measures for social distancing. We do, however, have an alternate site now for the public and commissioners to meet, and that is in Willits. And I can see Commissioner Dick is all on the new site there. Thank you. Okay. And moving on to item number 3, this is survey required. Item 3A is the first item. This is project number MS 2022-0004. The owner is Erickson Brothers Properties. The applicant is Robert Neese, and agent is Ron Franz. The request is a minor subdivision of an existing approximately 10-acre parcel into 4 parcels and 1 remainder parcel. Parcel 1 would be 0.74 acres, Parcel 2 would be 0.75 acres. Parcel 3 would be 4.39 acres, and parcel 4 would be 1.09 acres. And the remainder parcel would be 3.15 acres. The location is in Ukiah on the east side of North State Street, approximately a half mile northeast of its intersection with Brush Street, located at 1211 North State Street, Ukiah, parcel number 001-360-39. This item was continued from the February meeting. And before we have a presentation, I would like to just make note on the record that Commissioner Lockhart has shown up here, and it is 2:14 p.m. Welcome, Commissioner Lockhart.
Thank you.
William has his hand up.
Okay, Planner Crowley. Oh, okay. Great, thank you. Welcome, Mr. Neese. I'll let Planner Crowley introduce the project, and we'll go from there.
I directed the applicant
Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you. Then I will ask the commissioners then, would you like to see this item continued then to the next meeting when that study is hopefully available?
They can't hear them through YouTube only.
Okay. Mr. Neese, we are having some technical issues here. We're not, YouTube's unable to hear you, though they can hear the people in the meeting room.
I'm letting our IT know.
If you don't mind, I'm going to take a 10-minute break to see if our IT department can fix the issue, and I will bring the meeting back at 2:27. Thank you.
Testing, testing.
Okay, welcome back. Again, Mark Kleiser, planner with Mendocino County Planning Department. I'm calling the March 8th, 2023 Archaeological Commission meeting back to order. We were discussing item number 3A, project number MS 2022-0004, and we had the applicant who was showing us a site map.
Yes, and I took our brief moment to scan the objects so I can share it my screen, I believe, and show you them.
Okay, great. Yes, please. Thank you.
This is, I requested a FOIA request from Caltrans to find their borrow sites. That freeway was considered a borrow project. And you can see on here, this isn't the total length of the freeway. This is only from about, I forget the creek, but they broke the freeway up in half. This half of it, which is the one where property is located on, they needed that 500,000 cubic yards of borrow material. And this was one of the sites that they borrowed it off, along with the upper parking lot of the fairgrounds. So they cut this property 14 feet down and took all the soil for subgrade. You can see along the back there, the bank, and this is my uncle's house right here. So they left that and went around it and went out, Carl's Jr. out there, and cut all that. And all the way back, and in the back here, you can see the original line back there with the trees. And notice there's no trees on this front part. But, so that was all taken 14 feet down and used for fill on the freeway. Oops, I'm sorry. If you go back, can you go back one? This was when DeFati rented this portion up here to park his equipment on, and he gravelled all that and compacted it. Then down below here was where the fairgrounds used it for all parking and everything. The rest of it still got the brush and stuff on it that we have dozed off. And the next here, this has all been dozed and bladed. But on the back part of the property, right down in here, was the original, that's the corner that they stopped taking the dirt out of. But that's all been cut 14 feet down on this edge, and deeper here where Roto-Rooter's at. So, I mean, I think they haven't sent me the 2007 study, but I don't know where the 40% would have been on that property, probably in the areas that weren't destroyed with gravel and everything. My mother was 33 years old when they built that freeway, and she remembers, and that my uncle lived right there, her brother, and she remembers them taking all that to build the freeway. So I don't see the point in you know, I mean, it's 14 feet down. You know, it's worse than being bladed, disc and planted. So that's my thoughts anyway.
Okay. Thank you. Do we have any other members from the public who wish to speak on this project?
Liam took some pictures out on the site. I don't know if he has them there, but to give you more of an idea.
Okay, seeing no members from the public wishing to speak, then Liam, do you want to share those photos with us?
Sure, yeah, I can run through those real quick. Okay, so hopefully you can see my screen here.
Yes.
So this is looking south towards the fairgrounds here. You can see the bank there. And I'll just kind of gradually scroll through these so you can see. This is looking towards North State Street here. That's looking east.
So that hill there, that hill there
Yeah.
is where the cut was made.
Yeah.
And that's the corner, the south corner right there. Again, looking east towards the fairgrounds.
And the hill was the top of the property, and so they graded down that far when they took all the stuff for the highway.
Okay.
The eastern edge of the property here.
I wonder, is that information available at Sonoma State when they recommend things?
That it was graded for the freeway?
Right.
I'm not aware, I don't have the Sonoma State recommendations. I don't think it mentioned it, the recommendations. Liam, did Sonoma State speak to the Caltrans project?
No, they don't. And Caltrans, I got all the maps and everything from Caltrans, and they talk about the borrow sites that they used for the gravel, for concrete and everything, but in there that they don't specify. They said just surrounding areas, because it was just subgrade stuff that they used for, you know, the slopes and stuff like that. So.
Okay. Thank you, Liam. So then I'm going to bring it back to commissioners for discussion. I guess that would include too whether this changes your request to see the roof survey from Sonoma State.
What year was the soil removed?
64. 62 to 64. The freeway took like 5 or 6 years to build.
Hey, I think I'm ready to recommend no survey.
I agree.
I agree too. I think at this point, a little lost from the 60s. But with the discovery clause, obviously, if they do find something when they're cutting fence posts or anything like that, obviously.
Commissioner Lockhart, any comments before I request a motion?
I was born and raised up the street right across from that area. I have no comment.
No comments? Okay. So then I am hearing a motion then to, well, we're requesting the roof survey. We already have, okay, so I'm hearing a motion then, no survey required for MS 2022-0004. Do we have a second?
Second.
I second.
Okay, motion made by Commissioner Call, seconded by Commissioner Johnson. Roll call, museum representative,
Aye.
archaeologist representative,
Aye.
Native American representative,
Abstain.
alternate representative.
That me? Aye.
Yes. And PBS is a yes. Motion carries 4-1 with Commissioner Lockhart abstaining. Thank you. Okay. Moving on to item 4. Oh, and thank you, Mr. Neves. Mr. Neese. Moving on to item 4. This is for review of survey. Item number 4A is case number AP 2022-0004. The owner is Douglas Raffinelli. The applicant is Ian Laidlaw, and the agent is Patrick Sellers. The request is an administrative permit to allow for the increase of Ag Permit 2017-0320 from a 1B, which is a 5,000 square foot cultivation site, to a 2B, a 10,000 square foot cultivation site for outdoor cannabis garden. The project is located approximately 1.9 miles east from the center of Redwood Valley, located at 2900 Webb Ranch Road, parcel number 161-28005. Do we have any public comment on this item? Nope.
I don't see any.
Okay. And the planner is not in attendance today. Is the owner, agent, or applicant in attendance? No. Let's see that. Okay, then that brings it back to the commission for discussion. Any questions or comments on item 4A?
I don't remember there was recommendation of nothing further, I believe.
From Sonoma State?
Yeah. Thank you.
We have a hand raised.
Oh, okay.
Summary.
We
No
do.
cultural resources were identified.
Can you hear me?
Yes, 1 second,
Okay,
please.
great.
Yes.
Great. I'm not talking on this. I just want to make sure I'm here for item 4F. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. So I don't see a Sonoma State referral in this.
There's a management recommendation, and it's basically just that if they find something, they need to call in an archaeologist. Unanticipated discovery of cultural resources. And if they find human remains, then they need to stop work immediately.
Any other comments from the commission?
I recommend approving the survey.
Thank you.
Commissioner Cole, any comments before I request the motion? No. So then I had a motion by Commissioner Cole to accept the survey. Do I have a second?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Commissioner Johnson. And I will do roll call. Museum representative,
Aye.
archaeologist representative,
Aye.
Native American representative,
Yes.
alternate representative,
Aye.
and PBS is a yes. Motion carries 5-0. Thank you, everyone. Moving on to item 4C. Case number U 2022-0007. The owner is Noah and Zoe Shepard. The applicant agent is William Hayes. The request is a use permit for an indoor cannabis cultivation site. Oh, did I? Oh, I'm sorry. Moving on to item 4B. Case number CDP 2022-0030. Owner applicant is Scott and Ashley Knapp. The request is an after-the-fact major vegetation removal of 14 trees, single-family dwelling additions, construction of accessory structures, and removal of a water tower. Proposed is a gated wood fence varying in height from 3.5 feet to 6 feet and a 4,588 square feet of paved driveway. Removed trees will be partially replaced by new redwoods. The project is located in the coastal zone, approximately 3.2 miles southwest of the center of Fort Bragg, along the east side of Pacific Way. After it turns north, approximately 0.35 miles west of its intersection with Ocean Drive. It is addressed at 33550 Pacific Way in Fort Bragg. And do we have the owner, agent, or applicant in attendance today?
We do have the owner.
Okay.
Yes, this is Scott Knapp.
Hello, Mr. Knapp. Thank you. Welcome. Do you have any comments for the commission before they consider the item?
I would just ask if you have the survey results in hand. I'm not sure.
Yes, we do.
Okay, thank you. I just wanted to make sure.
Thank you. This is so slow. I'm trying to pull it up and
Okay.
moving at a snail's pace.
All right. Is there anyone else who wishes to speak on this item from the public? Okay. Seeing no one, I am going to bring it back to the commissioners for discussion and questions.
I would move to accept the survey.
Yeah, they didn't find anything. And I think it's just a standard, if they do find something, they need to consult with an archaeologist.
Okay, Commissioner Dick, Commissioner Lockhart, any comments?
No.
No?
No, they did plenty of shovel tests and they didn't find anything, so I think good.
Yeah, other than the discovery clause.
Okay.
Right.
Okay, all right
Thank
then. So I heard a motion by Commissioner Cull to accept the survey with the discovery clause. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Oh, Commissioner Dick. Okay, I will do roll call then. Museum representative,
Yes.
archaeologist representative. Commissioner Cull.
That'd be fine.
Okay, we'll move forward. Native American representative,
Yes.
alternate representative.
Yes.
Planning and Building Services is a yes. Commissioner Cull, are you there?
Aye.
Okay, that's a yes, all right. Motion carries 5-0, survey is accepted. Thank you very much. Okay, now moving on to item 4D. This is.
4C.
I'm sorry to interrupt.
4C. Yes.
This is Scott Knapp. Is my case discussion over now?
Yes, it is, Mr. Knapp. Thank you for attending.
Thank you, everyone.
You too. Moving on to item 4C. This case number is U2022-0007. Owner applicant is Noe and Zoe Shepard. I'm sorry, that's the owner. Applicant agent is William Hayes. The request is a use permit for an indoor cannabis cultivation site, type CA, 2,500 square feet. At all times, the subject property is going to be limited to a total canopation of 10,000 square feet. This site is relocated to the current location per Mendocino County Code 10A 17.080B3A. The location is approximately 3.6 miles east of Mendocino Town Center, lying on the south side of Little Lake Road, approximately 0.1 miles east of its intersection with Outlaw Springs Road. It is addressed at 8261 Outlaw Springs Road, assessor parcel number 119-49019. And do we have anyone on the public wishing to speak on this item?
We do have the agent.
Yes, Mr. Hayes. Do you have any comments for the commission before we bring it back to them for their consideration?
I have nothing at this time. Thank you.
Okay. All right. And no one else? I see no one else from the public. So we'll bring it back then to the commission. The planner is not here. Commissioners, any thoughts, questions of the applicant?
I just want to double check that this was the thing you sent earlier today, the addition.
Yes.
Okay.
And for those of you who are wondering what that is, the Sonoma State referral was not included in the packet, and I just did send that to the commissioners so they had an idea what Sonoma State suggested.
I found one flake, and I'm assuming that they didn't recommend anything. Management.
I'd approve the survey.
Yes.
Alta is doing a really good job. They're doing shovel probes on all their transects, and that's like the best we can do.
So disclosure recommendation, I guess.
Further comments, Commissioner Lockhart? Commissioner Dick? No?
No comment.
Okay, so I heard then a motion made by Commissioner Call to accept the survey with the discovery clause. Do we have a second?
Yes.
Commissioner Johnson, second. Roll call. Museum representative?
Aye.
Archaeologist representative?
Aye.
Native American representative?
Yes.
Alternate representative?
Yes.
And Planning and Building Services is a yes. Motion carries 5-0. Survey is accepted. Discovery clause applies. Mr. Hayes, thank you for attending. Okay, now moving on to item 40. This is case number U2022-0008. The owner applicant is Joel Devers. The agent is Ray Van Pelt. The request is establishment of a small, up to 2,500 square foot, indoor cannabis cultivation site on a previously non-conforming cultivation site prior to January 1, 2016. The project is located 4.6 miles east of the center of town, Fort Bragg, along a private drive 0.6 miles north of its intersection with Highway 20. It is addressed at 27984 Highway 20 in Fort Bragg. And do we have anyone here from the public wishing to speak on this item?
I don't see any members of the public who will speak on this one.
Okay. And the planner is not here. So we will bring this then back to the commissioners for consideration.
I don't recall anything being found. I think that I've already registered the ones that did. Summary of finding, no cultural resources. They did 15 shovel pits, and they looked at exposed soil. So I think it would be a just discovery.
Yeah, I'll have to pass. I never got that 08 one. It's missing from my.
Expected to have adverse.
That was not in your packet?
Yeah, it was absent from my packet.
Oh.
Yeah. But they did shovel probe, so they didn't find anything. I'd recommend accepting.
Commissioner Lockhart, Commissioner Dick?
I have no comment.
Commissioner Dick, any comments, thoughts? No? Okay, so can I get a motion then?
I'll
Make a motion.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to accept it.
Okay, motion by Commissioner Dick to accept the project, accept the survey,
Yes, sorry.
and a second,
Yes.
Commissioner Johnson. All right. Motion by Commissioner Dick to accept the survey with a discovery clause, seconded by Commissioner Johnson. Roll call then. Museum representative?
Aye.
Archaeologist representative?
Aye.
Native American representative?
Aye, aye, aye.
Alternate representative?
Aye.
And Planning and Building Services is a yes. Motion carries 5-0. Survey is accepted. Okay, all right. Moving on to item 4E. Case number is 2022-0012. The owner applicant is the Mendocino Unified School District. The agent is Matt Kennedy. The request is installation of new recycled water pipelines, irrigation systems, fire hydrants, approximately 15 of them, and a new 250,000-gallon recycled water storage tank. The location is in the coastal zone throughout the town of Mendocino and its surrounding environment. Project will occur within county rights-of-way on Kelly Street, Ukiah Street, Caston Street, Little Lake Street, Lansing Street, Little Lake Road, School Street, within the state right-of-way of State Route 1, and at Friendship Park, parcel number 119-14019. The Mendocino High School and K-8 campuses and a tank site and well site at parcel numbers 119-10023, 119-10003, 119-10004, and 119-10015, 119-10016, and at Mendocino High School at parcel numbers 119-16006, 119-16035, 119-14001, 119-16041, 119-17004, and Friendship Park again at 119-14019. The staff planner is absent. Do we have anybody from the public who wishes to speak on this? We have somebody.
Yes, we do.
Okay, we have somebody at the Willits location. Hello. Can I get your name for the record, please?
This is Valerie Stanley from Sherwood Valley Rancheria. I had reached out to the planner. The tribe had sent a letter. We had concerns about this project because of the earth movement, and I had never heard an answer that the line replacement, the fire hydrants, because we know it goes down. We're familiar with the village of Mendocino. I myself personally was on a job. That village happened so fast. And we always ask if cultural surveys have been done. They're kind of hit and miss. But that's our concern, the earth movement and the depth of the job itself. And I just have never gotten a response back. Thank you. Hi, Lois.
Hi, Dave.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Stanley. Anyone else from the public? I see Brian is here to possibly speak. Brian, can you hear us? Okay.
No.
No?
Brian, could you please raise your hand if you would like to speak?
Okay, thank you, Brian. Do you have anything to add before we bring this to the commission?
Hi, everyone. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay, terrific. So my name is Brian Bacciarini. I work at GHD. I'm an environmental planner here. I was involved in the CEQA review for the project. And so I was asked if I could attend today's meeting. I'm very happy to do so. Matt Kennedy, unfortunately, was conflicted out today, as was the archaeologist, Samantha Dollinger. So I heard that there may be some questions about the project, and that's why I'm here. So happy to be with you all.
Okay, great. I don't see anyone else from the public wishing to speak, so I'm going to bring it back to the commission with concerns or questions for Brian.
William, you have anything to say?
For me,
No?
Yeah.
No.
I recommend that an archaeologist be present during the construction process.
I agree strongly. They only looked at 10% of the soil, and I couldn't read the schematics to see how deep the trenches go or whether they're all dug out at one time or they're done in sections, but I think an archaeologist needs to be present. There's 25 sites within a half a mile of the pipeline, so I think the survey.
There are sites in the village of Mendocino on the headlands, and I mean, I've seen them myself. So I think an archaeologist does need to be present. I do have one question. Is this a replacement in kind?
No, it is not. This is a new recycled water line extension.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And regarding the question about depth, for the open trench installation, it would be 3 to 6 feet deep.
Yeah,
And
we definitely
how wide?
need
3 feet wide, generally, for the trench.
Okay. Do you do it all, do you do the subsurface all at once, or do you do it in sections and then fill in the pipe and move on, or?
The latter, doing it in sections.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'd make a motion if we're ready for that.
Okay, before we take that motion, any more comments from commissioners? Commissioner Lockhart, Commissioner Dick?
I fully agree that we definitely need to be cautious. This is a very, very sensitive site. Anyone who knows any history and is serious about knowing history of Mendocino County knows that the Fort Bragg area and all along the coast, but especially Fort Bragg, is highly, highly sensitive. You never know what you're going to find. It could be 3 feet or 2 feet or 1 foot away from where you're digging.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very possible.
Okay. Commissioner Dick?
So Valerie is thinking that maybe a tribal representative along with an archaeologist be present during this project. And I think for how much that is there and how many people it affects, I think that would be a smart move.
Okay. Okay.
Fine, whether that's a steady 3 weeks worth of work or whether they come in, a couple of days a week when it's time to, every time there's fresh dirt that's dug, they need to have observers.
Okay. And based on the conversation, I'm going to make the motion that the survey is accepted with the condition that both an archaeologist and a tribal representative are present on site at all times during construction and excavation.
Or excavation, I'm not sure about construction because I don't know about adding pipes, whether that would.
Okay.
Right.
So then I'll rephrase that. Accept the survey with the condition that archaeologist and tribal representative be present during all excavation.
And earth movement, I think
And
should be added.
Earth movement, sure.
Okay. So, accept the survey with the condition that an archaeologist and tribal representative be present during all excavation and earth movement.
Okay, so my question really bureaucratically is, you find something as an archaeologist, what happens?
Well,
You have the
construction
authority
stops.
to stop, okay,
Yes.
so you have the authority to stop that section of
Yes.
construction.
Yeah. Okay. Do I have a second? Or
I'll second.
Commissioner Cole, did you have a comment? No?
No, I'll pass.
Okay. So, motion made by Planning and Building Services, then seconded by the museum representative. Roll call then. Museum representative?
Aye.
Archaeologist representative?
Aye.
Native American representative?
Aye.
Alternate representative?
Aye.
And Planning and Building Services is a yes. Motion carries 5-0. Survey is accepted with the condition that an archaeologist and a tribal representative be present at all times during earth movement.
Excavation, earth movement.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Thank you, Ms. Stanley. Thank you, Brian, for attending.
I do have a question. What tribal group will provide a monitor?
Yes, Valerie would like to make a comment. So I was just asking Lindsay, and she was looking in her packet. When I got this announcement from the county, the Sherwood Valley Tribe, we did respond. And our question was, we wanted to know the depth of the earth movement. And I don't remember this letter specifically. A lot of times we say up to cultural monitoring. We use about 6 inches down as our kind of place where we look for that. But that's a lot of times when I'll ask the planning department if there are sites near, just so we can look at that. They're not stacking inventory or, backing up vehicles over the top of the site. So we just kind of work on that. But I was asking her, and you guys don't have a copy of my letter. So I can send that. And in our letter, what we've been doing since last year, we make sure when the ones we respond to, that we say we are the MLD for Sherwood Valley Rancheria. Our territory is over there, and Sherwood Valley itself, I myself am from the Noyo River community in Fort Bragg. We are unrecognized, but I'm enrolled at Sherwood Valley, so we're federal. And my cultural monitor that I would put on this job is from Noyo as well.
Oh, great. Good to hear.
Yeah,
That's
she
great.
was right there.
Okay. So we'll have the planner reach out to you then with regards for contact information so we can pass that on to the project planners. Thank you.
So we're gonna make sure that the archaeologist knows that he's to work with a tribal representative.
Yes, I'll have the planner coordinate that with the project coordinator and the archaeologist, and then we'll reach out to you, Ms. Stanley, to get that together. Excellent, thank you. Okay, and moving on to item 4F. This is project number U2023-0002 and B2023-0001. The owner is the Albion Little River Fire Protection District. The applicant is Pam Lindstedt, Vice President of the Albion Little River Fire Protection District. The request is a coastal development use permit and coastal boundary line adjustment at the existing fire station serving Albion Little River Fire Protection Department. The coastal development use permit is to construct Phase 1, new apparatus building, and Phase 2, removal of existing apparatus building, and to construct a new administrative building to serve existing Albion Little River Fire Protection District. The boundary line adjustment is to merge 7 underlying legal parcels into one legal parcel of 1.81 acres. The project is located in the coastal zone within the Albion Town Center, approximately 425 feet northeast of the intersection with Albion Ridge Road and State Route 1. Approximately 150 feet west of the intersection of West Street, Albion River South Side Road, and Albion Ridge Road. It is located at 33870 Albion Little River South Side Road and 33900 West Street. Parcel numbers associated with the project are 123-15045, 123-15047, and 123-15048. And do we have anyone here from the public who wishes to speak on this item?
I
Diana Wiedemann.
Yes, hi. I'm the architect of the project, and Pam Lindstead couldn't be here today, so I'm stepping in to field any questions. And the community is very supportive of this project because the nature of fires and rescues are picking up. They just keep increasing every year by almost 15 to 20%. So it's an old existing station and we need to upgrade it both for the safety of the community and also the firefighters. Thank you.
Thank you. And do we have the project planner here? No. No, okay. I don't see anyone else from the public wishing to speak, so with that, I'll bring it back to the commission for questions of Ms. Wiedemann and consideration of the project.
Oh, there we go. I like the other format better. They tell you in a paragraph whether they found anything or not. This is like you gotta look through the thing. No cultural, no artifacts. Okay. So, thank you. It's a nice one. The first page has
The summary.
summary and the recommendations.
It says they didn't find anything. Back on page 9 and 10, that no significant or potential significant artifacts were identified.
Okay. Commissioner Cole, Commissioner Lockhart, any comments? Commissioner Johnson?
Yeah, I'm not happy with Rope. He's just kind of sloppy, and I don't know what his problem. I think we need to send him our updated
The guidelines?
ordinance recommendation for
Sounds like it's the
surveys.
same thing. He doesn't like the format of the report. But basically, there was no, they didn't find anything and,
Yeah, but he doesn't tell us how often he looked. Doesn't tell us how wide the transects are.
You know, I noticed you had also, I think it's anyway, a different style. And Mr. Cole, I believe the last time Rope was here, I was here with you, you had the same comments. And I saw him, he was pretty thorough there. So I don't know what is that, maybe the two of you should communicate, or your board should, like you're saying, if there is a new standard that you don't feel he's been doing it, but he's been doing these surveys for many, many years.
Just compared to other archaeologists, his reports on his methods are very poor, and I'll pass on this one.
He just isn't specific. He has a series of parallel transects and a trowel to remove the vegetation every few feet, but he's not as specific as some of the other archaeologists, but I accept that nothing was found with disclosure. I don't know what he wants to do.
Commissioner Lockhart, Commissioner Dick, any thoughts?
You know, I've spent summers down in that area. I could actually feel the people there. But of course, when someone decides to develop a certain area, you don't know what's under the ground. So I think they should be cautious, always be cautious, and we should always, as a commission, always make sure that the discovery clause is first and foremost in our minds, while at the same time accepting a survey or a report, but yet always being aware that our footprints were here first, and not all of it is recorded. And well, that's all I'm going to say.
Okay.
Thank you.
Commissioner Dick?
Well, I agree that this isn't as thorough as the other ones, but he did do the surveys. I think I'm willing to accept it, but maybe we should have an archaeologist present when they're doing earth movement, and as we did with the school district. And we definitely need to give Mr. Ropa,
You know, I'm going to chime in here just for a second. That's really expensive. This is a volunteer, fire thing. And I don't mind, the discovery if anything's found, but when you have a large project like this, you aren't doing it all in one day. It's not digging a ditch, right? You have months of different timelines of work, right? And I think that's not reasonable. And I would rather, if you have a problem with the archaeologist who did the survey, I'd rather we tighten it up if that's what you need, because that would be not affordable for our fire department. I'm sorry. And I couldn't, I just, and I definitely am a commissioner myself, and I understand the complexities of these things. I just need to bring that to your point. It's not just you having a backhoe out there one day and you're digging a liner trench. That is not what takes place like this. And I think the clause you put out, and I've been doing site developments for over 30 years here, and if there is a discovery and somebody sees something after the reports, to the best of our knowledge, right? Everybody's doing the best of their knowledge, trying to respect not the land, the history, Native American history, but also just the land itself. All the resources we have to pay attention to. So I just want you to reconsider that.
Okay, thank you.
So we're talking about 2 acres, a little more than 2 acres, I think.
1.18.
And then there's a septic
8.1.
field. 1.82.
Oh, I'm sorry, that's the boundary line adjustment. Just one.
And then a septic.
Yeah.
area.
Most of the land is kind of downhill and not developed. Most of where the there's development because we have the driveway of egress, and there's a lot of already gravel driveways existing because there's an existing fire station. So I guess I'm just asking for something that we could do that would be protective and at the same time cost effective for our fire department.
So if we ask for a more thorough survey and we don't accept this one, and Pat, if you can bring us a more thorough one next month, would that be more helpful for you?
Yes, that would be, if that's what you feel like you need, we can do that. That would be, and I'm not sure, I mean, he didn't find anything, but he, you know, I'm not sure exactly what you're going to be looking for, but that would be, if you would feel better on that, you know, that you feel like it's meeting a standard that you would prefer and recommend, that would make much more economic sense to the fire department.
That's fine. I understand the economics and stuff, but I didn't know planning how far in advance he wanted to go either. But I mean, he says he did transects, but he doesn't show us where they are, how deep they are, anything like that. So
What about the possibility of him detailing his work a little better?
yeah,
I mean, just improving his report. Not necessarily maybe having to go back out there, but telling us a little more specifically what his transects were and, you know, how he did his troweling work and such. And so you don't accept the report, he just has to improve it.
for next
I mean,
month.
yeah, what was, you know, how many transects did he do? What was the spacing between transects, and how many mineral soil observations did he do?
Okay.
So he could do that without revisiting the site. He could just go through his notes, I'm hoping.
As long as he took good enough notes when he did it and
I
knows.
think he did. He was here a couple times, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
So I don't think necessarily he has to go back to it, but his report needs to be more in depth for us.
Okay. That
And
I would.
Okay, I was just gonna say, I can send the new revised guidelines that we have to the planner, and she can forward them to the applicant and get them to the archaeologist.
Right, you're going to send them to Jesse, right?
Correct.
Okay. And I'll call Mr. Rope on this and explain. Would you also write what Mr. Cole said? He had, like, think three or 4 points. That
Yes.
if you would be so kind to pass that to Ms. Waldman, I'd appreciate it.
Okay. Yes, I will. So is this something you think you can have by next month?
Yes,
Okay.
I will make sure. I'm that type of person. I have to be.
Okay, then based on the conversation by the commission, I'm going to make a motion that we do not accept this survey and bring this item, continue it to the next hearing date, which is March? April.
April 3rd.
April 3rd, with a
Okay.
new survey.
All right.
Do I have a second?
Yes.
Seconded by Commissioner Johnson. Okay, roll call then. Museum representative?
Yes,
Archaeologist representative?
Aye.
Native American representative?
Yes.
Alternate representative?
Yes.
And Planning and Building Services is a yes. Motion carries 5-0. Thank you very much, Ms. Wiedemann, for attending.
Yes, and thank you for all your work. Very much appreciated.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. We deserve.
You do deserve it. You know, all of us volunteers deserve it.
It's all
We put a
free.
lot
It's
of
all
time in.
donated, folks.
Yep, I know. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, that brings us then to item 5, matters from staff.
Can I?
Oh, yes.
stop? So the fact, this didn't come through Sonoma State, I guess. Is that why the format's different?
This was referred to Sonoma State, and no, that would not be why the format is different. Sonoma State, when they comment on a project referral, their format is always the same. Every archaeologist, I guess, has their own format. I will send this archaeologist, or rather, I will send the new guidelines discussed earlier this year.
It'd be nice to have a cover page that just,
Yeah.
where you're not looking at page 9 to
Right.
find out, you know, what has to be done.
Okay. Make note of that. So back to matters from staff. Item 5, I have none. Jocelyn, any items from staff? No. Moving on to item 6, matters from commission. Any matters from any of the commissioners? No? Nothing? Okay. Matters from the public. Anyone here waiting to speak on anything?
Yes, we do.
Ms. Stanley.
Yeah, I just kind of have a question. I kind of hate to open this can of worms, but it's coming. The broadband middle mile that the Department of Technology is doing, which they've shoved off onto Caltrans. My question is, I wanted to know how involved the Art Commission is in the project, because for my tribe, there are routes that this broadband is going to come through. There are sites. Right now, there's a big one, and I can't say what, but if you think about it, you'll know where. Their plan is to avoiding meeting, either going way under the site, which we don't agree with, or they want to go across the road. That's not going to work. There is no shoulder. So I'm just wondering, do you guys even fall into that at all? I had written a letter about how it's 128, because if you go look at Caltrans site, they have a good video of what they're planning on doing using cement saws and stuff. But I had also written them a letter because one of the places they're looking to install this broadband, we have contemporary uses. That cement saw, our processing of a plant around there, we do it by the mouth. So I'm just wondering, are you guys even involved in this? And the county board of soups just passed the acceptance of allowing the broadband to come through the county.
I am not aware of a broadband middle mile project. I can assure you that any project that does come through here, whether it be a wireless facility or something else, it will require a discretionary use permit. And as such, we will refer it to Sonoma State and to the Archaeological Commission. But I am not familiar with this broadband middle mile project. I can certainly look into it.
Is this a Caltrans project?
They are the agency that's charged with doing it. It's actually the Department of Technology. And they put it onto Caltrans because it's going along all the roads. So who has most of the easements along the highways but Caltrans? So they want to kind of skip that step so they don't have to come and ask, like you as an individual who owns property along, they have to get your permission, but they kind of cut out asking. That's why they had Caltrans do it. It's supposed to go out to the outlying communities, or over on Highway 1, it stops just south of Cleon. And one of the questions I asked was, what about Westport? And they were like, what? So you can look at Caltrans, but it's the Department of Technology. It's they're the lead, but they give it to Caltrans, and the Caltrans office in Marysville is the one who is in charge, and they don't know anything about us.
Are you referring to there's sort of like transmitters on telephone poles or on light poles along the streets? No. Okay.
No, this broadband, they're actually going to cut on the side of the road and put the line in there. Bury it under the road. Not under the road, next to the road, in their 25-foot easement in the middle out. It's going to go on just one side of every highway. Also, I asked, because being the MLDs of the area for the Albion Bridge, because someday that's on the table to replace it. They said, oh, well, we'll just pipe it along what's existing. They had no clue Albion Bridge was wood. So on and on and on. I don't want to open this can of worms, but if you look on Caltrans' site, BBMM, broadband middle mile, that might answer some of the questions that you have.
Okay, thank you. I will do that.
And Caltrans, they have, if the Caltrans is the leading agency, they have their own archaeologists, and Of course, we know, we know about some of their problems, but anyway. Yeah, they won't be able to do it without their own archaeologists looking at it. For what it's worth.
Okay. Any other matters from the public? Nope. Then I am going to make a motion that we adjourn today's meeting, March 8th at 3:26. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, thank you very much for everyone.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.